from Japan. Welcome. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation. Excuse me. It's an exercise that I do each and every day, a little bit after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. Have a look at the surroundings. Actually, it's not just after I woke up. I need to stop saying that because that used to be the case, but now it's 2 hours after I woke up. I get up at 4 a.m. and it's currently 6 a.m. And so what I do is I walk up this valley along the river to the 1,300-year-old Buddhist temple up there, climb the steps and start my day. All right, so this video is a personal journal that I do every morning at this time to remember my life objectives and principles, like I said. So although Japan is incidentally happening behind me, I'll be mostly expounding on my own life. This is me time, so forgive me if you're not interested in hearing about my life, but you're welcome to join in. Leave a comment if you want. I don't read comments or respond to comments until the end. First, let me say welcome to new subscribers to the channel. It's great that you're here. Also, a caution that I do talk about not just myself, but about sensitive subjects sometimes, namely death, my own preparation for my own death, which seems to unsettle some people. So just give you a heads up that that's coming. Also, I do want to thank you for your support. Those of you who watch my videos, who support me as members on YouTube or through Patreon, your support fuels my adventures and activities here in Japan at this retired stage of my life, and I do appreciate it. I'm very grateful. As an example, I took my wife Yumiko and her sister Yoko out for ice cream last night during our dog walk, and that ice cream was purchased by you. And I told the ladies such. I said, this is and thank you from my YouTube supporters who watch my videos. So thank you very much. It really means a lot to me. Okay, let's begin. First, I'm going to talk about the last 24 hours. Any noteworthy events that occurred that required me to either handle myself. Well, all things require that I handle myself well, but things that may have offered me a chance to handle myself well, in which I did so, and that's worth noting. Or especially notable is when I don't do it well, how I can improve. But I want to stop for a second and look at these big broad leaves down here. That's just the kind of plant that the big huntsman spiders will emerge onto. As soon as I can spot them down there, but I don't see any just now. This foliage in green here is just perfect for insects, but it's a little bit early still, and there's a light summer rain, very light rain dripping out of the sky right now. I don't see any, so I tend to move slowly among the dark or the green foliage, but it's even better when you get to the sunny part. There's an orchard in there and this overgrown bridge. I wonder if we have any connectivity up there. Wouldn't that be exciting? I'll get eaten alive by mosquitoes up there though. This might be a good place to do the exercise though, because I can pop away if anybody comes. So I'll talk about the last 24 hours, then I'll recite the 8 objectives of my creed, and then I'll go on to tell you about my plans for the day. Keep in mind it's a Sunday, it's open, I can do whatever I want, so even more so than the normal days. All right, so last night and yesterday, slept well. I don't even need to talk about that anymore. I need to try to remind myself 2 things. To stop saying that I do this just after I wake up, because I don't. And the second thing is to stop talking about my sleep, because I pretty much sleep well every night now. Thank you, #retirement. It was work all along, damn it. Ooh, I'm going to be a little bit quiet up here. There's a couple of, when I came by earlier, there were a couple of ducks in the flooded rice paddy here. I don't want to disturb them. Let's turn the camera on and see if we can spot them. There they are. In short, nothing happened that really challenged me yesterday. Oh, wait. Sometimes I don't remember these things until the moment. That's why it's good to do this. There was one thing. Clothes shopping. How could I miss that? Duh. So yeah, my wife and sister took me. We went downtown. Quick rundown of what we did yesterday. Yesterday we went to downtown Shizuoka to visit my friend Alan's new art gallery, the Duke of Shizuoka, and which didn't open until 3. So we populated the morning with lunch, and then we had went clothes shopping. We had a really nice cafe moment. And then we went browsing in a new kind of an eclectic new little area downtown that's opened up, very a gentrified old area. But boy, Japan's in need of some gentrification. If any place needs, because it's not like gentrification here is taking over where there's a healthy old community. It's like there's nobody there, empty buildings falling to pieces. Bring in the gentrification, because otherwise those buildings are going to collapse and Japan's going to lose out much better. So gentrification, it kind of has a different feel in Japan than elsewhere. So a very new gentrified area. There's this one company that's shown up in town, and their goal is literally to revitalize urban areas. And they're seeking out things like art dealers and people that want to open cafes, all the usual stuff that gentrified communities experience. And they're finding old buildings and apartment buildings and stuff and refurbishing them and bringing them up to code and setting them up in place. And that's what happened with my friend Alan. He got himself an art gallery in this new vibrant little downtown area that was just a dead area before. Now it's got breweries and coffee shops and art galleries. And I went yesterday to a kimono shop open there, an old kimono fabric shop. I'm not talking like new kimonos or anything. There's like this old woman that runs it. She finds old, like 100-year-old kimonos and repurposes them. And I bought 5 little strands of fabric that I'm going to make available in my store this week. It's great. We had a great time. I'm so glad we found that area. I wonder if I can get up that. Probably can't. Anyway, let's make a turn here. And we'll go up there. Although I think I'm going to lose connectivity if I do that. So maybe the safest thing to do is to finish this exercise right here. Because you know what's good about this area? I think I have good connectivity. I can meander. If I see anybody coming, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And this is just about the time. I'm usually about an hour or so ahead of everybody, all the other walkers that walk the valley. So they'll start coming. And if I'm here, then if I see them coming, I can dart over there, dart over here, and get out of their way and not be filming them. Ooh, I could also meander up. That's a good way to go. Meander up there. That's perfect. That's where I should do this every morning. Because no one goes up there. If the connectivity, if the connection holds up. So anyway, back to the point. What was I doing? So what was the moment that I had a chance to behave well? Oh, look at these flowers. So many beautiful distractions. Look at that. Well, Yumiko and Yoko, they decided, Kurt, you need, because I was dressed like this. They said, Kurt, you need some nicer clothes to go out on a weekend in the summer. Because I have, before I came to Japan, we knew I would be coming in the winter. Yumiko took me clothes shopping in the United States, and I got a nice outfit of winter clothes. It was all set up for winter. And now winter's passed, and now I'm stuck with this. So Yumiko said, Kurt, let's take you out. We'll get you some nice collared shirts, short sleeve shirts, summer wear, nice and thin, some new shorts, etc. And we did just that. So here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of shopping. I do appreciate it. And I was really grateful for both Yoko and Yumiko, leading me by the hand practically all around town to the various stores that had the type of clothes we'd like so I could try things on. And I felt the old thing rise that a lot of men feel, which is like we get tired of shopping. But boy, I did a good job of managing that. I was on top of it. I saw it coming. I used hashtag Temperance to temper down the emotion, to make the hashtag Feast of Offal, to remember that whatever I'm feeling on the inside doesn't rise to the surface. So there was kind of like a bubble. It's not a bubbling cauldron. There was no emotion in that capacity. It was just fatigue and, do we have to shop? But I let that stay inside. My outward expression was not like that at all. I was doing my best. Of course, Yumiko and Yoko could see through it. They knew what was going on inside. But I was doing such a good job of putting on my game face participating, not showing any outward signs of fatigue or restlessness. I really did. That was the best job of that I'd ever done in my life. I'm quite kind of startled how I was able to pull that off. And that was fortitude. Hashtag fortitude. I did that. Reason, staying on top of it. Hashtag time, the good and effective use of time. There's no room for gratitude, so to speak, in my creed. What I mean by that is that there's no principle that I can turn to that speaks to gratitude. That's because it's not that I'm an ingracious man. It's just that gratitude isn't something, it's not a tool that I use. Gratitude is a consequence, and it's something that comes after the fact. My creed is more about the tools that enable me to do good in the moment. And I guess gratitude would factor into that insofar as being a state of mind that can then foster strength and fortitude. Now, this is green tea right here, and it hasn't been cut this year, probably not last year either, as the rain comes down. So that was pretty much it for yesterday. I think I covered everything. So the next thing I'm going to do is to talk about my 8 objectives of my creed, which you can read about in my book, Going Alone, which is available for free to read at goingalone.org. I keep that website going and put the whole book out there, chapter by chapter, just to make sure that there was a place where people could read Going Alone without having to purchase it. And there's a chapter titled The Good Life, which is my effort at codifying the best objectives and principles that I was so far able to develop in life. Number 1, I'll go through them, all 8 of them now. Number 1, and the most important for me, is, and I warned you this was coming, to be always ready to die. It's really important to me to be at all times on a footing where if I suddenly lose my footing and go down, like I just about did just now, that I don't go down as I'm keeling over while that's happening, while I'm falling over. I'm not saying, oh, well, here's death. Oh, shit. No, it's more like, oh, here's death. Well, there we go. And we're going to nowhere, right? Nothing, because I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in a soul. Don't believe in God. So death to me is the winking out into an eternity of oblivion. No worse than the oblivion that I didn't know before I was born. So it's not like I have any place to go to. It's not like I've comforted myself like well, at least I've got my soul is saved and I'll go to heaven. I don't have that apparatus of thought in mind. So I can't turn to that because I don't believe that. What I have to, the only thing I can turn to is the fact of hopefully a well-lived life. And if that's a moth. Hold on, sorry. This is a cherry tree. Can you see the little moth under the leaf there? Hanging out and hiding from the rain. Good idea, little moth. Okay, I get distracted by a squirrel. So that's most important, is to be ready to die. And what would constitute being ready to die, Kurt? What does that mean? Well, it means 3 things. To have my affairs in order, namely, to make sure that my wife Yumiko is taken care of after I'm dead. I don't want to die and have Yumiko in a state where, oh crap, Kurt's pension stops, and now what is she going to do? So I've got things all set up for her. So she's set for the rest of her life. So that's good. That's number 1. Affairs are in order. Also, she knows where all the bank accounts are. She has passwords to access them all. I made sure she has all of that. So yeah, my affairs are in order. 2, my relationships are sound. They are. I don't have anybody that I have a sour relationship with. I've pretty much cleaned up everybody's relationship with everybody in my life. 3 is to fulfill my life's work, which is to raise my daughter and to write my book. Both are done. So, I'm not done being a parent, but I'm done being an active parent of a growing child, right? She's grown up now, off on her own, doing her own thing. Seems to be doing good. So now, that's number 1, to be always ready to die. And I am definitely ready to die. So I say, right? But I've had a couple of times in the last few months where I had close calls that I thought maybe that was it. And I was interested to brush up against that edge and go, oh, is this it, Kurt? Is this it? And then to discover, not panic, but peace of mind. Is this it, Kurt? Is this it, Kurt? It may be. That's okay, I'm ready to go. Yeah, if this is it. I braced myself because I thought I was going to fall over, pass out. Brace myself on either side of the thing so that I don't fall on the floor if I pass over. That was a good surprise to discover that it seemed like I was ready. Number 2, and again, if I'm going on and on about myself, I told you up front when I started this video that this is a video about me. This is my journal, so it's my prerogative to talk about me. Second and this is really important because if I have this talking to with and about myself at the start of every day, I keep current on affairs. It's like reading up on the news of my own life and knowing what the weather report is like, what it was like yesterday, what to expect today. Number 2, the second objective is to make good and effective use of my time so that I'm not wasting my life, just letting it flitter away, another day, lost to waste and listlessness or laziness. Not that I think it really matters, but it does, right? I mean, if I can spend, so what? I don't believe in God. I don't believe in forever. I don't abide the 10 Commandments, values necessary from on high. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to have my life count towards the improvement of good in the world, the improvement of virtue in the world, where I define virtue as the improvement of the well-being of thinking creatures on the whole. So yeah, making good use of time is an important thing to me, even though I don't believe in God and or an afterlife. Because I'm not trying to develop any cachet or any guarantee of peaceful eternity. What I really want now is the peace of mind that comes of thinking that, yeah, yesterday was well lived. Yesterday was a virtuous day. I didn't waste my time. I made good use of the time. And if I could do it over again, I would probably do the same thing. It feels good to live life in such a way. Not like, damn, did I really have to watch another rerun of Hee Haw yesterday? I mean, sometimes there's good reason to watch reruns of Hee Haw. No, there isn't. Number 3 is to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. Precisely those 8 objectives I'm going over now, and the attendant 35 principles which fuel them, or at least guide them. Help them to be achieved. Help me to achieve them. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to become a man who responds well to the challenges of life, not faltering or flailing about too much, learning from my mistakes, recognizing when I've been successful, and capitalizing on that so that I can do more of that in the future. Firefly, just feel that. Not lit up. It's daytime. 5 is to perform good actions relative to my creed. 6 is to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, so I know what is and what is not within the scope of my capability. Really a key one, especially now at age 61, where limits are increasing, opportunity is decreasing, and I have to be more keenly aware of where I can best utilize my time to achieve the aforementioned life of virtue. Number 6 or 7, 6 is to recognize my true limits and true opportunities. Oh, I just said that one. Number 7 then is to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, measured, careful. I mean, like right now, I'm speaking in this tone that is very much contrived. This is not my natural speaking voice or cadence. I've worked hard over the years to take control of how I take what's in my mind and transmit it through my voice and my verbal cues, my nonverbal cues as well, allowing for a certain degree of latitude of error and margin, making sure that there's a bit of a space and punctuation, either both through the words that I use or the nonverbal flourish again, or even the circumstance. Very carefully, for example, choosing this composition right here, which I really like. I expect we're going to see this composition a lot in the future, because this little road here that goes to nowhere where is a road that nobody walks on. Except occasionally the farmer might walk up here, because there is a farm right over there, and that's why I'm not going all the way to the end. But all the river walkers will walk on the other side. So this is great. This is a composition of communication that is the same, and doing things slowly, deliberately, and very carefully. And that's something that comes with practice. It's like learning to water ski, right? I mean, if you practice enough, you can get pulled behind the boat and pop right up, right? You know. But so too with communication. Practice enough. Like I do this every single day. This video, and because I've been doing it so long, it's a very easy thing to do now. It doesn't require any thought at all. I do make notes. I don't take this notes when I'm walking here, and I probably will be doing this here from now on. But I usually keep notes throughout the day. But I can do it with or without the notes because of practice. So doing things slowly, deliberately, and carefully. There, I've gone on long enough about that. The last objective, which is the consequence of all the aforementioned 7. If I can successfully do the aforementioned 7, like if I'm ready for death, if I'm making good use of time, if I have good and sound life principles, if I'm cultivating good emotional reactions, I'm performing good actions, I'm recognizing my true limits and true opportunities, and I'm doing things slowly, deliberately, and carefully, then as a consequence and a result, I'm probably going to be in a pretty good state of balance in life, both body and mind. So it's an objective that can be reached by, and the reason I put it at the end, it can be reached by applying and achieving good results with the first 7 objectives. If I can do the first 7, almost by nature and consequence, number 8, balance, will be achieved. Okay, those are my objectives. I won't go over a principle today because I don't have the book. Can't read it. As for today, well, it's a Sunday, and I don't give myself free days, but I really don't have much of anything planned, although I did have another sale in the store this morning, so I could get that ready for shipping. But what I want to do, I really, really want to do that. It's astonishing how little time I have in retirement, how little free time I have. I need to get out to the garden, and this is the perfect day for it. There's this light summer rain coming down. I mean, it's so lit. I mean, it's not even getting my shirt wet. I wish you could feel it. There's this gentle humidity in the air, and it's just enough that mosquitoes aren't even bothering me. It's just, if heaven was a place, if it is a place, maybe I'm wrong, which if it's a place, then it's got to be like this. It's got to be. This is perfection. So this is a really good day to spend out in the garden. So I'll go home. I'll see my wife, have breakfast, we'll walk the dogs, feed ourselves, and then I'll probably dress up in my garden wear and get out there and start doing some gardening. And just when I spoke, here comes a mosquito. So they heard me talking. Let's see if there's any. Oh, I saw a couple of comments. Let's read the comments. Thor Hack, what an interesting name. Ha ha ha. The way you said clothes shopping with that look on your face, no greater challenge for a man. So true. Hey, there's Tim, Penguin. Good morning. I gotta know the story behind that name one of these days, Tim. Good morning. If you have new clothes, Kurt, you can build a scarecrow for the garden and recycle the clothes. LOL, a scarecrow, Kurt. That's a really good idea. A couple of scarecrows just down the river here. That's a good idea. I might post the scarecrow. I'm gonna pass the scarecrow in just a moment. I might post a photo and tag you. I did that last night. The live camera that I'm running now every morning. It's been running for 3 damn days. People are watching it. Sometimes there's a lot of people. There were almost 40 last night. And I was talking to people. I'm leaving comments. I'll pop in and out as I'm going through the day. And and there was a gentleman from Norway, and we were having nabe for dinner, and he was curious, or he seemed curious. Maybe I imposed that curiosity upon him. Anyway, I took a photo and posted the photo on the feed on the channel and told him it was there, and he went and checked it out. He says, oh, nice looking meal. And then he told me about the equivalent kind of meal like they would have in Norway. Isn't that a fun facilitation happening by virtue of that live? Anyway, Tim, I'm going to do the same for you now. I didn't tag him, but I said, hey, this is for you. And it was his handle. I'm going to go down there and I'll cross the bridge and I'll take the photo of the scarecrow and I'll post it for you, Tim. And I'll say, this is for you. Tim, this is for you. The scarecrow, Kurt, what an idea. Michelle, hi Michelle. I have said this before and I will say it again. You influenced me to get life insurance, a will, and affairs in order for my children. Thank you for that. Oh, you're very welcome. Wonderful case of having your affairs in order. Thank you, Michelle. Tim says, the peace of mind with having your affairs in order is also for the immediate family, knowing it will make their life easier on your death. True point. Thor Hawk says, it is nice to recognize perfection in existence, isn't it, Kurt? Enjoy it, Kurt. Thank you. Yeah, I will do. But like I said, as soon as I said that, the mosquito showed up and bit me on the leg. So, it's like the real world says, yeah, nice idea, Kurt. Let's show you what reality is. Oh, okay. But I'm old enough to know that. I'm not old enough to know better. Perfection is a dream. It's a moment. It's a state of mind, right? And Penguin goes on, cool, thanks, Tim. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll expect that photo shortly. Jones SR227, first time I've seen your name. Welcome to the stream. Are you aware of the books Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, A Life Transformed by the Dearly Departed by Bronnie Ware? If so, what do you think? I'm not aware of that book. No, thank you for the recommendation. Sounds interesting. Although some of you have heard this before, I worked in a convalescent hospital when I was an old age home, more appropriately when I was in university as a part-time job. And I remember one day going around I was a nurse's aide, but going around to all the old people as I was doing my rounds, and I asked them all the same question. If you could do your life over again, what would you do? And each one of them, to a single person, said they would take more risks. So that was always, that's hung in my mind. I guess that's one of the reasons why I've lived an erstwhile risky life. That's it. Comments are done. My good life meditation is done. The rain is actually starting to increase. The mosquitoes are starting to come out. So much for the perfect day. But hopefully I'll get to the garden. And Tim, I'll get that photo out and share it on my feed. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe, but not too safe. And I think this is going to be the new spot where I'm going to be doing this from now on. I'm glad we found it. I hope the transmission was good. I'll check back later to see if it was good broadcast here. Bye-bye, everybody.